Hello, everybody. It's Mr. O'Brien. And this particular week might take the longest. I don't want you to get too hung up and make sure everything is exactly right. Uh, but let me get into what we want to do. So, as you can see, we're talking about tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes, three natural disasters. Now, slide two is important. This tells you how to set up. You're going to have three different maps, all of the United States. One map is for tornadoes, one map is for hurricanes, and one map is for earthquakes. Now, basically, you need to open up each one of the maps in Google Draw, and you guys know how to do that. You've done that for all the other teachers. On each map, it'll tell you how many of that particular type of hazard. So let's say you open up the tornado map first, which is the first one we're going to put there for you. Okay, it'll tell you how many tornadoes has occurred in each state. So you need to design a key. All right, so like if high is going to be like, let's say 500 to 1,000, then all those states that, well, I'd suggest you not do 500 to 1,000, but you can look at the figures and figure out from the figures which ones you should do. Okay, now the higher states, I'd put those in red. So if, let's say, you go to a medium state, then I would put them in yellow. Is hard to see, but you can choose yellow. And finally, a low occurrence, nothing to 199, that would be green. Okay, now those figures you see there, 500 to 1,000, they're just an example. Look at the map first. Look for the one that occurs the most. Texas and Oklahoma, they seem, and Missouri, like they seem to have the most. So that would say it would be maybe I would go maybe 300, like, or maybe I don't know, uh 80 to 50 would be red, and 30 to 50 would be yellow, and then 0 to 30 would be green. Choose something like that. Look at the numbers, but quickly do the circles, guys. Don't color in, just circle it in three different colors. You choose the colors you want to choose. Okay, so get the tornado map and color in those ones. Now, then what's going to happen is you're going to be asked, what patterns do you see? Is there a sort of region of the country that you could color in quickly? Don't spend all day doing it, right? Just go through these circles quickly. And is there a quick region of the country you say, hey, tornadoes seem to occur there the most? Now, so your argument must identify your evidence for your claim and explain your reasoning. Okay, well, tornadoes, guys, are caused when you have these cold air masses coming in and smashing into these warm air masses, either in the spring when it starts getting warmer, or in the fall when the cold air masses are pushing down against the hot air masses. So when these air masses that have huge different changes in temperature and pressure and moisture, right? These different air masses cause this to occur. So you could claim that you can say that the evidence on the map shows you that the most tornadoes occur in a certain area. You could also say that the evidence shows that the northern states have less of the tornadoes and the southern states seem to have more. And so and it's in between both of the northern and southern states that a lot of this change in temperature, over and back change of temperature, occurs. So that could be your reasoning as to why it is that the tornadoes occur there. Okay, and then restate your claim. Now that slide there, where you have to make a claim, give the evidence of it from the map, give a reason for why you think that might be occurring for tornadoes and air masses, That's a good reason. And then restate your claim again. That's the most important page. Okay, so 4 talks about this is the distribution map located in your Google Classroom. Complete it and turn it in. Okay, wonderful. All right. Now, then you have to type your answer in there. Where are the most events for tornadoes? It'll be pretty obvious from the map, guys, where most of the tornadoes occur. Where are the least events? Seems to me the coldest states have the least events. Okay, what are there certain regions or states affected more than others? Okay, I've heard all of you guys talk to me about Tornado Alley. I'm just throwing that out there. What is Tornado Alley? Finally, what assumptions do you need to make if you use this information to forecast a future hazard? Okay, if people are living in a certain part of the United States, right, maybe they need to be aware of those type of events there. Okay, that's all right. Quickly type that in. Don't spend all day on it, right? But that number 5 is here we go. Number 6 is your claim is which states, well, which group of states, okay, is there? Give the evidence that has you saw the evidence given to you by the annual number of tornadoes. The reasoning might be your cold air masses slamming into your warm air masses during the fall and during the spring, and then restate your claim. Get that in there. Okay, hurricanes. Now you're given a hurricane distribution map. Again, you locate it in Google Classroom, right? You open it up, you quickly color, you make a key, make your key again. Which state has the most hurricanes, which states have the least, and then have it red, yellow, green, green being the lowest, okay, and circle them off that way. Now, this one, guys, is going to become very obvious to you as to what portion of the United States is most affected by hurricanes. Now, well, where the most events, that'll be there with the numbers. Where the least events, that'll be pretty clear. Are there certain regions affected more than others? Yes, there will be. Okay, what assumptions can you make? Well, okay, if you live in a certain area. And by the way, why do you think it is that particular area is hit by hurricanes the most? Okay, I'll give you one hint here. Hurricanes need warm water. Okay, all right, so if you're not living near warm water, sayonara, you're not going to get your hurricane. Okay, that should be pretty evident enough. Guys, and on slide 7, don't take all day figuring out the circles. Just get that in as fast as you can. So, what patterns do you see in the states affected by hurricanes? You claim that, well, most of them are in what section of the country, and they're there because they seem to be close to warm water. What is your evidence of that? You can talk about, refer back to the map again and the numbers that occur. That's pretty easy there. The evidence is always refer back to the map. And then reasoning. Okay, well, your reasoning is hurricanes need warm water, right? And hurricanes travel over from Africa, pick up the speeds they need, and finally get over here. And it's mostly in that one section, because if you go further up from that one section of the United States, what happens to the waters? The waters get colder the further north you go. That means, by the way, if you're not living on the coast, you might get a lot of rain from it, but you won't get the high winds of a hurricane. Okay? And then finally restate your claim. Same thing for earthquakes, guys. The thing is quickly determine like which number is the highest, which one is the lowest, break it up into 3 and make your ranges there. Quickly draw the circles. Don't spend all day doing that. Quickly draw the circles. I would like you to do this with a friend, okay? That way it'll work better. Maybe, if you do, we made this originally when you guys were working in groups of 3. So maybe you can work in groups of 3 on this. Find 2 friends and divvy it up and have them give you the answers and you give them the answers and work together on it. Okay, earthquake questions. Where are the most? Where are the least? Are there certain areas that seem to be affected more than others? Yeah, okay. And what assumptions do you draw? Well, the one thing I know about earthquakes is most earthquakes occur close to what's called a fault line. Okay, so if you can figure out where the fault lines are, that'll help you there. Okay, then go to 12. What is your claim? Earthquakes occur in this part of the United States the most because, well, if I were you, I try and find out by looking at where the earthquakes occur the most. That's where you've got to be near the fault lines the most, right? So you can make a claim, hey, there must be fault lines close to here. And what evidence is there? Well, earthquakes occur. Most earthquakes, 90% of them occur near fault lines. Okay, and the evidence will be the map again. Your reasoning? Well, okay, if you're not near a fault line, the chance of you being affected by an earthquake is very, very slim. Okay, and then restate your claim. Okay, finally, of all those three natural hazards, which one affects Michigan the most? This is common sense, guys. Okay, so they're talking about which one of the three. Is it earthquakes? Is it hurricanes? Right? Or is it tornadoes? Well, okay, you have to look at the information. So maybe you need to go back over those maps and see in those maps what numbers seem to come up. Or does the hurricane number in Michigan go up the most? Does the tornado numbers in Michigan, are there more tornadoes here, or are there more earthquakes here? Okay, now you chose that because, well, you need evidence for that, and that's all it is. Please call two other friends, divvy up the work, put it all in. Don't spend all day on this. This was made really for three people. Divvy up the work, do it together, and you'll enjoy it some more. Okay? That's called working together, guys. That's not copying. It's working together. This is a bigger one, I know, but it's a good one. It teaches you about Michigan and what it is, the natural disasters we have to worry about. Okay, thank you very much.